Hi book lovers, it's Jenny at Julia Baby Jen, and these are the reasons I love BookTube. Okay everyone, so as of today, March 23rd, 2017, I've been booktubing for 4 years. My very first booktube video was 4 years ago, and I'm actually going to link that below. Good luck watching it. It's not a bad video. It's a book haul video, which back then I was so early on, I still called them in my mailbox. I don't remember if anybody remembers when the in my mailbox thing was big. So back then I called them that. So that was my very first video. It's super long. It's not edited very well. I was not very good. I was not sitting for we'd actually just moved into my house at the time. Not this house, but a different house. And I didn't even have my bookshelf set up yet. So I'm sitting in the kitchen talking. So it's a really funny video if you want to go look at it. I've left all my videos up on BookTube on my channel. Even the ones that were really terrible, I think. I left them all on there just because it's good for me to see how far I've come and grown as far as a booktuber, so that's kind of fun. It is a little misleading because yes, 4 years ago was my first video, but I did take almost a year hiatus a couple years ago, mainly for living circumstance reasons. I just didn't have a good place to shoot videos, and I did a few videos over that time. I think I did 3 or 4 over the course of the year. But it was so hard to shoot them that it just took the joy out of it. So I stopped doing it for a while until I could do it again, and I've been back for a while. I think I started again last summer. So yeah, it's been really awesome. So it's a little misleading. I haven't really been booktubing exactly for 4 years, but my very first booktube video was 4 years ago. So that's what I'm using as my anniversary date, I guess, for my booktube channel. So I thought it'd be fun today to just do a quick little discussion video on reasons why I like BookTube and why I'm still doing it. I just think that's kind of fun. I'm not saying that BookTube is this wonderful utopia and everything's perfect. There are things I don't like about BookTube, but the likes greatly outweigh the dislikes by a lot. And I thought it'd just be fun to talk about why I like to BookTube and yeah. I've got 5 specific reasons. I made a list just because I figured it'd be easier. I could talk about this all day. So I decided to make a quick list. So my number 1, well, these aren't in any order, but number 1 is it's fun and I love the platform and I feel it's very engaging. So before I booktubed, I did a blog. And actually, I think I still link my blog below in my description, and I need to get rid of it because I have not updated on my blog for I don't know how long. For a while, I was doing both, but I've completely gone off the blog now. I can't remember the last time I did a blog post, and like I would do them so far in between when I did them towards the end. I just really think that this is a much better platform. Not that there's anything wrong with blogging, and those who do it, awesome. There's still quite a few bloggers out there, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's wonderful if that's what works for you, but it does not work as well for me anymore. When I first started, I felt like number 1, technology was easier, and it was just easy to set up a blog post and do blogs. But to keep your blog really good, you really had to get really good skills, I feel, and I just didn't have those as much. And I just feel like there wasn't as much interaction with it. Like, I commented and talked to people, but it felt just like chatting. And honestly, I chat all the time about books online on my Goodreads. And I'm really into Goodreads as far as groups and things, so I get enough of that. I don't really need it with the blog. I like YouTube because I feel like it's really fun. I think everybody has a good time. It's, for the most part, there's a lot of silliness, and I love that. I'm a goofball, and we're all nerdy and geeky and quirky, and I feel like it really lets your personality show, and I think that's really fun. I love watching people on BookTube. So much fun. And I like making videos for BookTube. Really fun. And I feel like the comment sections in videos have really improved over the last 2 years, and everybody like has conversations now, and it's really fun. So I just think the platform is set up really well for people who have maybe a little more outgoing personality and don't mind being in front of camera. And I think in some ways it's a lot easier to use than a blog, but that's what I think personally. Number 2, My second reason why I really like BookTube is the diversity. And I'm talking across the board diversity. I think it's one of the few things that anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. I mean, it's for everybody. It kind of started out more for the younger people, I think, who are more tech savvy. It started more for them, and you'd see a lot more younger booktubes, but it's become more and more. You see older booktubes. You see, I think there's a lot of females, but you do see more males. I see more of them lately, and I think they're fun. There's a lot more diversity as far as race and cultures and where we're all from and all of that. There's just a lot of that. And I also think we're all very different, and it comes across on our channels, and that's always fun too. It's not this, even though we all talk about the same book sometimes, we all say it in totally different ways and present it differently and just are different people, and it comes across. So I love the diversity between the booktubers. And then I also love that we're pushing more and more diversity in books. I see it so much more, and there's a little battle on that. I don't know why people are so resistant to it. Now, I'm not saying that if a book has all white characters, it's a bad book. I disagree with that. I think that there's books for everybody, and if an author doesn't include a diverse character in her book, oh well. I don't like people putting in diverse characters, like putting in a gay character, putting in an Asian character, putting in a transsexual character, just to make it diverse. There has to be a reason that character's there. That character has to be alive in the story and make sense. And I think authors are doing more and more of that really well. I think that and I think we're pushing that more. And I think it's great for representation issues. Plus, it's good for people who don't know anything about it. Like, it's not like I know an awful lot about transsexual people, and anytime I can read more and learn more about that, I am really happy. I mean, it's like anything else. Or read about a different culture that I'm not that familiar with. Even if they're in the United States and they have there's a family there that still participates in this tradition or whatever that I know nothing about. I love that. I think that's wonderful. And like, a good example is my son is also a star. I learned an awful lot about what it's like for a family who maybe comes to the United States legally, but then they're there illegally, and they're getting deported, and what that would feel like. And I don't think I've ever really thought of that before, to be honest. I'm not saying that I was like, oh gosh, deport them, get rid of them, all that. I'm not like that, but I don't think I've ever really considered that viewpoint, and that book really made me consider that viewpoint, and I never have before. So I think it just enriches us as people, and that's the whole point of reading. So the more diverse the characters are, the books are, as far as genres or types or how they're written, if they're written in verse maybe, I think the more you get at that, the better it is for you as a reader, for your soul, for the community, for everybody. So I just really love the diversity between the booktubers and the books we're reading. So I think that's a really positive thing. Whether you want to read them or not, that's up to you. But I personally think it's wonderful. So yay, diversity, awesome. My third reason I love BookTube is I think it's very friendly, for the most part. When the witch hut stuff happens, which I don't talk about a lot because it really bothers me, and I'm afraid if I talk about it, I'm going to come across as a total bitch. And I don't mean to be, because I don't want to say that people can't speak their opinion. I totally think you can. I don't like how people get that mob mentality, though, and turn into a witch hunt. But I think those situations get kind of blown up, way bigger than they need to be. I think for the most part, interactions on BookTube is very friendly. I feel like when I first joined that I got all kinds of encouragement. I got all kinds of nice comments. I rarely get negative comments. I have gotten a few, and that's okay. I knew that would happen. It's no big deal. I figure if you don't like me, you're not going to watch me, and that's perfectly fine. And I feel the same way about other booktubers. There's some that I don't dislike them, but they're just not really my cup of tea, and I don't watch them. I've tried them. I watched a few videos, and I'm like, eh. And sometimes I'm still subscribed to them, but I just don't watch them anymore for whatever reason. And that's okay too. I don't think anybody has to watch anybody else. It's your experience. You do what you want with it. There's enough booktubers out there you can really pick and choose who you want to watch. So that's awesome. But I think that in general, the community is very friendly. We all love books, and that's really all the requirement you need to be on BookTube, is that you love books, whatever they are, whatever. So I just like that it's a very friendly community. I feel much more included here than I did when I was blogging, by far. So I like that. My fourth reason I love BookTubes is the great recommendations I get and ideas that I get. I feel like everybody's really great about sharing on BookTube. Like, tag videos are a great example of that. You're supposed to copy everybody in that, but you just put your own take on it. I feel like we all, for the most part, do the same videos. We just do something a little different with each one. We make them our own, which is the whole point. I mean, there's only so many different ways you can make book videos. Every once in a while, someone will come up with something really original, which is really fun. But I feel like you get a lot of ideas from watching other people. A lot of my videos get inspired by something else I saw. And the recommendations are awesome. That's the whole point of watching BookTube, in my opinion, is to find out what books are good. You know, what books you might want to try. Get some great recommendations. If you like this book, you'll probably like this. If you're into mysteries, you'll like this. If you're into contemporaries, this is really good. If you want to read a really good book with great diversity, this is awesome. So I just think that is really great. I can get recommendations other places too, but I feel like on BookTube, it's really explained well. Like when you talk about a book, because you're talking around camera, I think you really can get a grasp of what that book's going to be like and what's going to be about. And it's one of the best places I've ever gotten for recommendations in lots of different things, not just books, but especially books. And the fifth reason, this is kind of an overlap, but the fifth reason that I love BookTube is the Booktubers. I kind of mentioned this in diversity, but it's true. I think the Booktubers in general are awesome. There's very few that I've watched that I just really didn't like at all. I can only think of one or two off the top of my head. And even people that I don't watch anymore, it's not that I didn't like them. It's just they weren't really my cup of tea or whatever, and I wasn't getting anything from their videos, so I stopped watching. But they still have a subscriber base, and they're still doing well. So I feel like the Booktubers in general, I just think it's a wonderful community. Whether you are Jesse the Reader and have, I don't know how many subscribers he has now, what, almost 200,000 I think last I saw. Huge booktuber, but I think he is so awesome because he's so unique, and that's why he has so many subscribers. He's fun and he's unique. Whether you're him or you are, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a different YouTuber that's not super big. I mean, so whether you're Jesse the Reader, this huge booktuber, or you're Mariah's Reading Corner, a new booktuber I discovered who has like, I think around 100 subscribers right now. She's brand new and she's really fun too. I like watching her videos. She has a definite unique style. She's very sarcastic, but she's very honest, and I really like that about her. Or you are Today in Jen's Library, one of my best friends ever actually, who is a little bit older and does mostly audiobooks, and I think that's awesome. That's really cool. So you're someone like that, or you are Latin Lecter? Is that the name of his channel? I don't know how many subscribers he even has. I'm thinking it's around 500, but I could be wrong on that. It might be more. But he is a Latino man, and I think he's about my age, and does book reviews now too, and we actually like a lot of the same books. So there's just all different kinds of wonderful booktubers on here. I only mentioned a few, but I can go on and on. There's so many booktubers I love, and watching them is like it's like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. It's coming home to an old friend. It's just a wonderful community, and I feel so enriched by it. I feel like my life has been so much more enriched by being on BookTube for so many reasons. I've met so many people. I've been to Arizona to visit a friend and go to a book festival and see the Grand Canyon, and none of this would have been possible without BookTube. I've been you know, I've visited Jen, and I've gotten into audiobooks, which I never would have been into. I thought they were dumb. I thought they were for people who were blind it's a terrible thing to say, but that's what I thought. And now I know so much more about audiobooks, and I enjoy them. I never would have gotten into that. I don't think I would have gotten into so many different genres of books or so many different types of books. I just feel like my life is so enriched from being on BookTube. So I want to thank every single BookTuber, no matter who you are. If I watch your channel or not, I don't care. I want to thank every single one of you for building this community, especially the first BookTubers, and making this such a positive, for the most part, positive place to be. Fun website, just the best place to meet book friends and to talk about books, and it's just, I can't even describe how grateful I am for BookTube. So thank you all. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for subscribing to me. Thank you for liking and commenting. Thanks for interacting with me, and just thanks for being around, and yeah, it's been awesome. So here's to another 4 years, hopefully, of wonderful BookTube. And I hope everyone has a good day. I will talk to you later. Bye.